So listen, so you got this fight coming up, 14th of November. I'm assuming your date. So for us back here, it'll be the 15th. Um,
Mhm.
it's in Mexico. Have you had like a full? Because you were talking at the beginning about your gym being closed and stuff. Like how do you feel in preparation for this? Like do you feel comfortable? Have you had a full camp now? Have you got enough rounds in sparring and stuff? Like how are you feeling about this fight?
I feel really good. That first 3 months of the lockdown where the gyms weren't open, I drank a lot of wine and ate a lot of cheese. Got a bit fat, so after that, a couple of the boys started like, "Oh, you want to train? We'll go outside. We'll do this. We'll do that." So we had a crew, and then we started consistently training, and then things started to open back up slowly. So, and then once when I got the call for the fight, because I harassed the promoter again to get me on. So how I got on the first card, I went to one of his shows. I was harassing him on Instagram. I was harassing him on Facebook. I went up to the show. I'm like, get me a fight, and it ended up working. So um, when he announced this one, I'm like, oh, I've got to do it again. I've got to try my luck. It worked last time, and it ended up working again. So 7 week fight camp, I think, is enough. Built off the consistent training I was doing before that for the last 3 months. I feel good. I've been running, been sparring, been doing pad work, like high intensity stuff. I did a low carb weight cut for the first 2 weeks just to shift a bit of the water weight, and then introduced in some clean carbs. Um, Watching all my macros. I've got a nutritionist who sorts out all my diet stuff. I used to cut hard for fights, sweatsuit, sauna, go for a run around the block in 40-degree heat in Australia to finish off that last kilo. I can't recommend getting a nutritionist anymore. Like it is the best thing I've ever done for my fight weight, especially when I had that comeback when I moved to the US. I was, and I'm sorry for this, 185 pounds because I don't remember the kilos, and I cut to 153, so about 70 kilos. So I was about 82 kilos down, so I had to drop about 12 kilos, and with a nutritionist guiding it, shout out to Marco from Your Nutrition Needs, um, I felt comfortable on weight before the fight, ready to go. So everything is looking good right now. No injuries, so feeling good.
And with the nutritionist, is it more a gradual thing? Like, because I know obviously with the water cuts, a lot of the times it's like leading to those last few weeks, you obviously water load, and then you dump it all out, right? But it's a very small window where, with nutrition, I kind of think you gradually do it, right? Like it's not like you go all out and then in the last 2 weeks you go, okay, well we're eating nothing kind of thing. Like it's more gradual thing, right?
Yeah, that's how I used to do it. I'd be like, oh, just tuna and rice, just basic, like no idea about nutrition at all, to having a set plan. You weigh your food, you're using high quality ingredients, cut my dairy and gluten out.
Salt.
Um, so yeah, you got to watch your salt intake for water retention, stuff like that. Everything's measured, and that way you can be ultra consistent with your goals as well. And you just watch it. It slowly comes off, but surely, and every couple of weeks it gets adjusted. So your intake numbers um, either go up or down depending on what your goals is. If you're trying to beef up or if you're trying to cut weight for a fight, but that way has been a game changer for me, because those sauna sessions that I used to do, like one, they're dangerous. Two, they're shit. Sitting in a sauna for a couple of hours just to lose that last 500 grams, so you got nothing left in you. And I was doubtful that I was going to make 147, so 66 kilos, just because I hadn't been that weight in, I think it was 4 years since my last fight when I moved here. It was end of 2014, at end of 2018. The gap was in between fights that So I was a little bit scared that I couldn't make it back down to that weight, but I feel good at that weight. I feel natural. I feel I can move better. I'm not weighed down. I'm generally taller than my opponents as well, so that helps. But works wonders.